some of you came for the workshop that we did earlier. Okay? Okay. Now, do you know why you're here? Or do you know what got you here? There's 20 teams who made it to this round. Alright? Out of 90 teams. There were over 140 teams who registered for the competition. And some didn't qualify, some didn't qualify. So before that, I'm having a bad throat. So if you can't hear me at the back, just let me know and I'll speak louder, okay? Now, over 140 teams registered for the first round, alright? But not everyone made it to the second round. Some because of technical reasons, we just couldn't read their slides, alright? And for many other reasons, but then only about, I think about 90 teams which we then looked through, right? All the contents, all the entries. And out of that 90 teams, about 90 teams, you're on the top 20. Alright? So congratulations for making it to this round. It was not easy for us, right, to decide on the top 20. It was difficult. But I have to say one thing, right? In this top 20, right, there's RMIT University, there's Coventry. Anyone else here from other universities? Okay. I think you guys form the majority of the universities in this competition. As in like in previous years as well, right? It's always been mainly RMIT and foreign trade. But I have to say also out of these 20 teams, there's probably about 5 of you guys, 5 teams, which are clearly outstanding above the rest. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the other 15 have no hope? Does that mean the top 5 is guaranteed a place in the final round? No. Alright? You're still on equal grounds. There was just the idea that we saw earlier, your big idea. The main thing, I think what we were impressed about was your big idea. Alright? We put quite a bit of weight when marking into the big idea that you have. Alright? Some of you had really good insights, really big, alright, on your market insights, your customer insights, your competitor insights, right, your brand. So the combination of all that, I guess that's what brought you here. And we believe that the big ideas that you have is what is going to take you to the next round, right? But it's not easy, right? It's not from the 20 to the next is what top 5. It's not going to be easy as well. Right? There's going to be a lot more work now. Right? The first round was a little bit of work earlier. Now it's going to be a lot more work. Right? And we have, I think, about a week to finish this up. Yeah? Okay. So it's not going to be easy. So that's why I'm here to just give you some ideas. Right? Chip will say that I'm here to improve your plan. I'm not here to improve your plan. I'm here to only give you suggestions. Okay? Because all of you come from a lot of you have come from different universities, different backgrounds, and looked at many different ways of doing things. So take all that into consideration. What I'm going to show you today is just tips, right? Things for you to consider before you come up with all your creative ideas and all your strategies. Okay? So the 2 main things that I'm going to talk about today is one is what could possibly be a good structure for this campaign. Okay? And then after that, we're going to look at creative strategies. Those are the 2 main things. Round up your ideas, your main points, your big idea. All right? What are some of the insights that brought you there? Things like that. Right? In your executive summary. Do not talk about history and all that. We're not interested in the history of Mercedes or the history of anyone. All right? So give us a roundup, in an executive summary form. All right? That can really attract us. What you want to write in the executive summary? Imagine I'm only going to read your executive summary and decide based on your executive summary. You have 1 page to write and impress the judge, right, that this is going to be that's going to take you to the next round. What would you write there? Obviously, you do not want to write too many things. You want to write what's going to hook the judge, what's going to attract the judge. Okay? So think about it that way when you write the executive summary. Alright? Now the rest of the things here, alright, things that you would commonly find in a Marcoms campaign, in an IMC campaign. Okay? You obviously want to have, for example, what are your campaign objectives? What is it that you want to achieve out of this campaign? Alright? You would have heard Paul talk a bit the other day as well. Hopefully that gave you some insights and a bit of tips on what needs to be achieved, right, and for this campaign. Okay? Campaign strategy, what sort of strategies are we looking at here? Alright, do we want to go viral? Do we want to create a lot of buzz? Alright? Or do we want to keep it exclusive? Alright? What sort of strategies are we looking at in a broad area, in more of a generic area? Okay? And then we will start to go into details after that. Okay, strategy, we also want to have a team. Alright, some of you already have a team when you submitted your plan earlier, which is a good thing. Alright, all campaigns should have a team. If you haven't got a team yet, think about a team. Okay, I will talk about that a bit more. Your big idea. Alright, talk about your big idea. I have to say that, I mean, like I said earlier, there were 5 teams which are probably we shared some really creative big ideas. As soon as we saw the big ideas, like this is going through, we didn't need to look anymore. Alright, this was going through. Okay, so but some of the teams were still a little bit weak, still a little bit weak on the big idea. Okay, so if you want to improve your big idea, this is your second chance, basically. Alright. And then we have a little bit of the planning and analysis of the strategy. All right, how are you going to plan this out? If you have a 3-month campaign, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? What tools are you going to use? All right, all those things. Budget. All right, how much are you going to spend in order to achieve your objectives? All right, is that going to be a good return on investment? Are we spending the money wisely? Okay. And of course, lastly, you want to finish it off with a media schedule, right? Then you have the appendices and all that. And then you further just finish it off with a media schedule, right? A timeline of things. Okay. So, like I said at the top there, this is only a guide. Okay. If you want to make some additions to this, or you want to remove something from here because you think it's not so important, go ahead. Okay, these are just some basic things we usually look at in a Marcoms campaign. Okay, but you may have other things other than this that you might think is more important for the campaign that you are going to create. So put that in. So I'm going to give you a little bit of. I'm going to take you through a little bit of the structure. Alright, and give you some examples of what things can look like. Alright, for example, as I mentioned, start off your by talking about your campaign objective. You want to know what is it that you want to achieve at the end of the campaign. Alright, if you have a 3-month campaign, what is it exactly that you want to achieve? Alright, so these are just examples. You don't have to write exactly this. These are just examples. Okay, you have to customize this according to your plan. Right. So that's why, for example, like the first one here, I said campaigns need to achieve the following objective starting from Jan and ending in April. So basically a 3-month campaign. All right. And what do I want to achieve in the 3 months? So I have brand awareness objectives. I want people to do test drives. All right. You can add on more. Okay. These are just some. Do you want to include sales objectives? All right. Do you want to include brand perception objectives? Okay. So, in this, make it relevant to the insights that you got. Okay. Do not make the insights that you did earlier. Do not let that go to waste. Those should all be used now. Okay. How do we decide on these things? Based on the insights that you researched earlier, that you came up with earlier. Okay. Objectives, and then your basic strategy. In a generic, how are we going to conduct this over? Okay, so for example, here I want to place my brand in media that people talk about. Right? What are some media that people might be talking about? Maybe online strategies, all right? That generate buzz, all right? That promote free media coverage. How can I get all this? Okay, these are just some general strategies that I'm putting up here. So my next part is to achieve my objectives through these strategies. To give an indication of what kind of strategies that you want to use. Okay? I want to reach more men, women. I know some of you here are only targeting women, all right, which is fine. But you have to, of course, you have your reasons why you want to target only women. Some are targeting both, some are completely different markets. All right. So it's up to you how you justify all that. Okay. So basically, this part is just talking about objectives and the basic strategies that you're going to use. Okay. Anyone reading this should be able to know what exactly that you want to achieve at the end of the campaign. Okay, just ask yourself some basic campaign questions like, what is it that you want to achieve? When do you want to do this? All right. How are you going to do this? Where are you going to do this? Okay. Answering those questions will help you write a good objective. Okay. But at the same time, also ask yourself, are you being too ambitious with your objective? All right. Are we being too ambitious? Or are we doing all things like, are we being realistic? All right. Are we being realistic? Can I actually achieve this? Can Mercedes actually do this? Right? Your role now is like a consultant to Mercedes, right? So we are providing these ideas to Mercedes. Okay? So if you show these ideas to Mercedes, will Mercedes say, oh, that's a good idea, right? I think we can do that. Or will they say, no, that's not, it doesn't suit our style, all right? That's too ambitious. How can we achieve that in 3 months? Okay? No, that's not enough. We're spending so much money and this is all we want to achieve. Okay? So ask yourself also questions like, is this practical? Would Mercedes actually do this? Want to have this, right? Is it realistic? Okay? Is it financially sound kind of a strategy? Alright? Team, right? Now the team always is important in the sense that it's going to guide you with the strategies that you come up with. And I'm sure you've heard teams like the Pink Ribbon campaign. And anyone seeing just the ribbon alone immediately recognizes what it's all about. All right, recognize what is this whole campaign about. Okay, because it has been used over and over again throughout their campaigns. Okay, that's like the identity, the brand identity here. Okay. Now, this is a campaign by X. All right, you know X, the brand called X. Okay, so they came up with a campaign for their deodorant. Campaign theme, even angels will fall. All right, the icon that they used was an angel. All right, the wings, all these were their icons. This was the theme that they used. All right. So what I'm going to show you now is a little bit about this campaign here.